What's up, y'all? It's SoupSpark here, back with another video. I know it's been a while, but last week was midterms for my college, so I was a little preoccupied, but I should be able to hit you guys with weekly videos from here on out. And I am very excited for what we have planned today. So, today I am going to be doing a sort of 9 to 10 game early playoff bracket prediction. So, yeah, hope you guys are excited, and here we go. Ooh, all right, guys. So let's get started on this playoff prediction. So we are going to include the play-ins in this prediction. We've got the current seedings. I'm not trying to mess around, even though I know the West is pretty tight right now. This is kind of likely to change, but we're going to keep it how it is right now. So to start, we'll do the 9 and 10 seed in the West, Thunder versus the Jazz. I think the Thunder will win. And yeah, just mostly because, you know, Shea has really taken a step up. Giddey has as well. And I just think that it'll be a little too much for Utah, who is a very good team this year, but I don't know if they're quite a playoff team. And yeah, so let's move on to the 7th and 8th seed. I believe that the Mavericks will win this and actually move on to be the 7th seed in the playoffs. So then that means that the Timberwolves and Thunder would be facing off in the second round of the play-in, in which I think the Timberwolves win this one just because I think that they're a little bit better of a team than Oklahoma City. Their defense is very solid, and so is Oklahoma's, but I trust Minnesota a little more in a playoff series just due to experience. I mean, in a play-in just to do, experience, and I just think that they have a lot more to fight for this year, so they'll be trying a lot harder. So with that, let's move on to the Eastern play-in, and we'll be looking at the 9th and 10th seed here. I think that this is a very close game. It could go either way. I think the Bulls would come out and win. The Raptors are a really good team, but they've just been really inconsistent this year, and so have the Bulls, to be fair, but I just trust the Bulls' defense slightly more, and as well as their scoring. I don't know if Freddie has it this year. I don't know. So then we've got Heat versus Hawks. I think that the Heat would take this one just because the Hawks still have quite a bit to go, and it's very hard to stop Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. So that would mean that the Heat are in the playoffs as the 7th seed, and then the Hawks and the Bulls are playing over the 8th seed. So, this one's a really tough one. I think the Hawks would win, just because of home court, and I trust their scoring more than the Bulls' scoring, and I think that they can overcome the Bulls' defense. So to recap, we've got Mavericks 7th seed, Timberwolves 8th seed, Miami Heat 7th seed, Hawks 8th seed. So here is the playoff bracket with the seedings as of today, as well as the play-in winners from my predictions. let's get right into it. We're going to start with the 4 and 5 seed on the Eastern Conference. So that's the Cavs versus the Knicks. Now, I think the Cavs win this in 6 or 7, but yeah, the Cavs probably will walk away with this one. It's going to be a close series, though. Brunson and Randall have just been going off lately, but I just think that the Cavs defense is a little too good for the Knicks, and they're going to end up winning that first round matchup. So let's do 3 and 6 now. 76ers versus Brooklyn. I think that the 76ers win this one in 5 or 6. You know, the Nets they're a good team and they're very interesting, but I don't think that they're much of a deep playoff team. Alright, so then 2 and 7 we have Celtics Heat. Interestingly, this is a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals last year in the first round. However, I think that the Celtics improved vastly since last year, and the Heat have done the opposite. So the Celtics are going to win this one in 5 or 6. And yeah, let's move on to the 1-8 matchup. Obviously, I think the Bucks win this in 4 or 5. This is going to be one of the easiest matchups of the playoffs, in my opinion. I just don't think that the Hawks have close to as good enough of a defense to slow down Giannis and the Bucks, and the Bucks defense is just suffocating. So here we are in the semis. I think that Boston beats Philly in 6. Yeah, 6. Boston just always seems to find a way to beat Philly in the playoffs, and you know, they have a big reputation of showing out in the first round and then kind of deflating in the second round. So until they show me something different, I'm going to assume that they're going to do the same thing and have Boston go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, Bucks-Cavs is going to be a very interesting series, and I think it's going to be pretty damn close, but I think the Bucks win it in about 6 or 7. Their defense is better than the Cavs is, and I just think that Giannis is too much of a force for Mobley to be able to stop with how young he is right now. But it will be a fun series, and I assume we're going to be seeing a lot more Mobley-Giannis matchups, so yeah, I'm excited for that. And then here we are in the Eastern Conference Finals. This one is definitely the hardest for me to pick so far. I'm not quite sure who I have winning this, honestly. But I do think that the Bucks would win it in 7. This would be a very, very close series. You know, I can very much see Giannis and Tatum going off for 40 in several games. But yeah, I think the Bucks defense is just a little too good for the Celtics to get past. Alright, so let's move on to the Western Conference. We've got Suns-Clippers as our 4-5 matchup. I think the Suns win that in 5 or 6. That KD Book duo is just absolutely insane. And, you know, I just really don't trust the Clippers. They always seem to find a way to lose in the playoffs. So, we've got our 3-6 Sacramento Golden State. Now, this one, I'm sure everyone has circled. This is going to be a very exciting matchup, and it's going to be a real gauge to see if the Warriors will be able to win on the road in the playoffs. However, from right now, I'm going to say that the Kings come out of this actually in 5 or 6. Just because with the Warriors' road record this year and them being the away team in this series, it just really wouldn't work well. They'd maybe win 2 or 3 home games, but I think the Kings' offense is just too damn good. Especially since the Warriors' defense has not looked at all like it has in previous years. Now we have the 2-7 Grizzlies Mavericks. Now this one's really interesting. I'm not sure how this one's going to go. These are really close. But I think that Luka and Kyrie move on to the second round. Actually, no, I'm going to take that back. I think the Grizzlies move on to the second round just because their defense is so good. They're such a dominant home team. And, they do have Ja back, and he will definitely be back in rhythm by the playoffs. Alright, and finally we have a 1-8 Nuggets Timberwolves. I think the Nuggets take this in 4 or 5. They have just absolutely, decimated the Timberwolves when they've played them this season, except for that one game that was on a back-to-back, where pretty much nobody played. So, we are now in the semifinals. With this matchup, Kings-Grizzlies, I think Grizzlies take it, again, just because of their defense and because of their home court advantage. Plus, they have more experience in the playoffs than the Kings. It's just, I think it's close, maybe 6 or 7, but the Grizzlies probably will walk away with that one. Now, Nuggets-Suns. This one is going to be a very, very tight matchup, and honestly, in my opinion, this is a bit of a spoiler, but whoever wins this matchup will probably represent the West in the finals. It's going to be very close, but I think the Nuggets can get out of there in 7 games, mostly because of their home court, but also I think that their defense is going to be vastly improved in the playoffs, and their offense is going to be extremely, extremely hard for Phoenix to stop. I think that all those games are going to be really high scoring, but I think that the Nuggets are going to be able to walk away with it. Now, here we are on the Western Conference Finals, Nuggets-Grizzlies, and I think the Nuggets walk away with that in 5 or 6. The Nuggets have shown to have the Grizzlies' number in the regular season this year, and, with home court advantage and Jokic operating, the Grizzlies don't really have a Jokic stopper, especially with Adam out for the rest of the year. So I think the Nuggets roll through them relatively easy for a Western Conference for a conference finals matchup. So here we are in the finals, Nuggets-Bucks. Now this is a very hard, a hard matchup to evaluate, just because we haven't seen much. With them being in the Eastern Conference, we've only played them once so far this year. We'll play them again on Sunday, I believe. So we'll have a better gauge of that then. But as of right now, I think I have Milwaukee going away with this one in 7 games. However, and this is a big however, I think that if Chris Middleton goes out, or if Brook Lopez goes out, if it happens to be like a, Giannis carrying kind of situation, at any point in this series, I think the Nuggets would walk away with it. The Nuggets offense is just so good. I think that, they're going to be able to overcome that Bucks defense, and especially Jokic. He's shown that rim protecting centers really don't affect him that much, so Brook would not be, much of a problem for Jokic, honestly, in my opinion. It's just the fact that their offense is varied enough to where it would really cause problems for the Nuggets. And yeah, I just think that, Giannis is so good. Plus, they've had this finals experience before. But yeah, like I said, very possible that the Nuggets can win this. Alright, y'all, that should just about do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. If you have, it was a lot of fun to make, and I'm hoping to do more stuff like this in the future. I'm definitely gonna do some more bracket-esque videos. Yeah, just a lot more fun stuff like this. Expect a recap on the Nuggets performance and stuff later on this weekend. Yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and give my Twitter and Instagram a follow, which will be in a slide coming up right now. See ya.